Hello, everybody. Welcome back to episode 14. This is the the last one of our gratitude series for October. I'm Angie, Creatrix of Journey to Soul. I'm a mom of two, 10-year-old and a 4-year-old. I was about to say a 2-year-old. No, she's 4. And I'm married and I'm a highly intuitive spiritual mentor. And having conversations like this, I know how valuable it is. I know how much it awakens people, and that's why we do these conscious conversations and talking about gratitude. Gratitude's been really, really important in both of our lives, and so we're really excited to be talking about gratitude. I'll let Natalie introduce herself to you guys, and then we'll introduce the topic.
Uh, Hi guys, thanks for joining us tonight. I love having these conversations with you. Again, like my name's Natalie. I'm an intuitive writer, and I love having these conversations. Whether that's conversations between you and me, like through my books, or through these conversations, conscious conversations, it really sparks something inside me. And I know it sparks something inside of everyone that's participating whenever you're watching this, right? Because time and space, just an illusion, guys. So we're always here. We're always here together. The conversation's always alive. So please drop your comments, drop your experiences in the comments, because this all helps us expand. It all helps us awaken, and it teaches us tools, right?
Yeah.
No matter when you're watching this, because then it's also helping everyone else watching remember, right? Remember what we were teaching, remember old conversations that come up. So this is a really great platform, and I'm so grateful for everyone that's joining us.
Yeah, speaking of gratitude.
Yeah, yeah.
So today for episode 14, we're diving into teaching gratitude to our children, right? It can. So why I really wanted to look at this topic, I'm going to explain something that came up that I was like, oh, this is something we need to talk about because we think about this, think about how we were taught gratitude. We're literally taught it as a manner. You just need to say thank you. You need to say thank you to everyone. And to me, I could see it clearly when I was hearing it this time. I was hearing it with new ears, and I was hearing it as, oh my God, that's programming. That's the programming. Like we are oh, what's the word I'm looking for? Oh, it's programming. Yeah, that's not the word I'm looking for, it's a D, but I can't think of what it is. Anyway, but by us as parents teaching our children to just say thank you for everything, like, especially if you're Canadian, okay, this is very, very
Yes,
apparent here.
totally. That prejudice,
Yes,
right?
yes. And it's like and you're just taught to say thank you, and if you don't, heaven forbid you don't say thank you. Some families, it depends your family dynamic, but sometimes a parent can get really bent out of shape that you don't say thank you, you know?
Mhm.
But think about us. I'm not always grateful. I'm not always grateful for things. And so if I'm saying thank you and I'm not actually grateful, do you see what the programming has done? The programming has like made me I it really got me diving deep to this is why I don't always feel like grateful, and I think something's wrong with me because of it, but it's just programming. And because of my
Ah,
gratitude practice, which I've talked about in several of the other episodes this month, is because of my gratitude practice, regular practice over a year, I have felt deeper and deeper levels of gratitude. And I believe that's because I've been undoing this programming.
ah. Yeah, saying thank you and not meaning it, right? Just like saying sorry and not meaning it. Like I tell my kids, like, especially when it comes to apologies, I'm like, if you don't mean it, don't apologize.
Don't
And same
apologize.
thing, like if you're not feeling grateful, you don't have to say thank you. Because think of the frequency you're on when you're like,
Thank you.
like feeling ungrateful. And then you're saying thank you. Well, it's not the words coming out of your mouth, it's the frequency that's coming out of your mouch, out of your body, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
And
if you
we
don't feel
teach kids.
thankful, you don't have to say thank you because yeah, it is such a programming of like being polite, having manners. And I mentioned this on my Facebook page when I was chatting with people about this last video, right, of the gratitude month. And I'm like, why do you say thank you, right? Is it 'cause
Mm,
it's polite to say it? Is it because that's how you were raised, right? Because you have good manners? What the fuck is that? Right? That is
right?
not gratitude.
It's
But
not.
we were taught that that's what being thankful is. That's what
We're not
gratitude is,
taught
right?
what
Saying thank
gratitude
you.
is. We're not
No,
taught
because it
gratitude.
no. So how do we teach this to our kids, right? A part of it is just breaking out of that system yourself, right? Like removing those beliefs. Because whatever you believe, you just bring into your home. So
Yes.
as you start, kind of chipping away at these beliefs and be like, yeah, this doesn't feel good to me. This doesn't feel right to me. I don't jive with this. Um, or maybe you change the definition of it, right? Which is fine too. Whatever your beliefs are, you're bringing into your household. So that's a big part of teaching your kids is just looking inside yourself, right? And being like, if this doesn't feel right, this is just like some other systematic programming that got like slipped into the matrix. Well, screw that. That ain't
I'm
my
no
show
longer gonna
anymore, right?
perpetuate it. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't perpetuate it.
Like,
And that's a
now that you're
huge part
aware.
of, yeah, that's a huge part of spiritual teachings and just teaching your family and your children things in general is whatever you don't want them to do, well, don't perpetuate it yourself, right? Like if you're grumpy towards your husband, maybe got snippy or whatever, and he pours you a cup of coffee, and you're like, "Oh, thanks." You don't have to say thank you. You know. Again, if you don't feel it, feeling is more impactful than saying it.
Yeah. That's I think about that situation that you just described, Natalie. Like, exactly. So maybe, there's some snippiness going on between me and my husband, but then he still chooses to do a kind thing for me, like make me a coffee. I could just say thank you in my snarky way, right? Ego kind of way. Or I could take a moment to see, oh, he just did something really kind for me, even though we're in the middle of this argument. So you see, I'm tapping into the love there. And now if I say thank you now, it's gonna be so and this might be 30 seconds apart. You know what I mean? 30 seconds apart.
Ah,
I might first be like, thanks, like, whatever. But then I take a moment and like, oh, that's really nice of him, you know? So that means we're
yeah,
okay. To me, that's a sign, like that's how my mind would look at it now. My perception, my lens would say, oh, he still loves me, Like there's a sign of it right there. And then I'd be like,
yeah,
thank you for making me the coffee. It's a totally different energy.
totally different. Yeah,
And it's about awareness.
yeah,
That's what it is. Like if you're aware of this, so let's say you're listening to us right now and you've been perpetuating the whole thank you. Maybe you get bent out of shape when your children don't say thank you, right? And so just get honest with yourself now and look at it and think, do I really want them to be just saying thank you when anybody
hmm
does anything, you know what I mean? Like somebody holds the door open for them, like, or how do I want to teach them to feel gratitude?
yeah,
Because
yeah.
that's a
Teaching
whole
them that
different
it's a
thing.
feeling, that gratitude and thank you is a feeling. It's not manners.
No, it's not just words. It's not manners. Yeah, it's not manners. Yeah, that's the programming, manners. My grandma had a book about etiquette, like one of those etiquette books that she
Yeah,
made me
yeah, yeah.
read. Yeah, she made me read because, and that's totally, it's just about status and looking a certain way is what that's about. But we're talking about a feeling. Gratitude is one of the highest vibration feelings that you could move through your body. So allow it to move through your body. That means whatever somebody is doing for you, whether that's holding the door open, buying you a special gift, paying you a compliment, or somebody created something that you love. I think about cross stitching is something I love to do. And I really appreciate a great pattern, like a really great pattern for cross stitch. That to me is like, I'm really grateful to the person who created this because it's bringing me so much joy right now. That's a feeling. That's a feeling that I'm allowing to move through my body because I'm having this joyful, awesome experience right now because somebody created this. Somebody was brave enough to put this out in the world. That's so much different than what we're taught, manners.
Yeah. Yeah.
Say thank you. Say thank you. And I do it with my kids. This is why I really wanted to talk about this because I do perpetuate it.
Yeah. Do
Not
you want to know what
probably
just
as
happened right now?
what.
I totally caught myself because my daughter Ayla came in, asked me something, so I muted for a sec, guys. And then she walked out with the cat in her arms, and I'm like, thank you. And I caught myself, and I'm like, oh, I actually do mean thank you. So I'm like, wait, do I actually mean it? But then, like, I was
Right.
like,
But it's like, no, I really
I did
do.
feel love towards her, so I'm like, I really do mean thank you. But see, it's that though. It's those funny moments,
That's how
those
you
like
teach
funny off
them.
or on camera moments. That's how you teach them.
And
Okay.
that's how you just taught her. Like, even if she didn't get what happened there, and even if she's like, why is mom being so weird? Like,
I don't
what
think she
was
asks
that
that
about?
anymore.
Yeah, probably not. But I mean, even if they do that, you have to know it's registering, right? At
It
some
is.
level.
Yeah, because think of how we were all programmed as kids, right? We were probably like, what sometimes, or like
Yeah.
shrugging it off, right? But it sinks in, right?
Yes.
And we are in this powerful position, guys, that we are consciously awakening. We are very aware. We are in the present moment. We are in tune with our intuitive, badass selves. We are changing this this planet, right? But like on a smaller scale, we're just changing the way our family operates. We're choosing how to raise our children, not even raise, I don't even like that word. Oh my God, they're not cabbages. But um we're choosing how
Interact.
to
We're choosing
be.
how to
Yeah.
interact and be with our children.
Yeah, with our family.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we're choosing, it's our life, right? We're choosing how to create meaning in our life,
Yeah.
how to create deeper meaning. And so much of it is with gratitude. So when we're doing these things, even if it seems silly, like, oh, wait, don't shut the door. I actually didn't mean thank you. Like it sinks in.
Yeah.
It sinks in. And because it comes from love, it sinks in deeper, right? Because we are love. So
Yes.
everything that's love just transmutes us so naturally
Yes.
because it's
And
us,
gratitude
right?
too. We are gratitude. Gratitude
Yes.
exists within us. We spoke about
Yeah.
this in I can't remember which episode, either 11 or 12, but we spoke
Mhm.
about that. Like we are like gratitude is not something outside of us. It's something we
It's
build up.
inside of us.
Yes, and
Yeah.
we put it out. It's a vibration that already exists. That's why we recognize it, right? When somebody is grateful for us, we recognize it because it's inside of us, as within, so without.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
when we see it reflected to us, we recognize it because it's in there
Yeah.
and we model it. And we model it in all the ways. I have been known to say to my husband, like, I've been known to do that, like similar to what you just did, where it's like, no, wait, I really am thankful, but
Yeah.
I've actually like redid it. Like, you know what I mean? It's like I might say gratitude and I might say more than thank you. Like, oh, thank you, that was so nice, right? But I was just still saying it automatically. And there'll
Yeah.
be moments of because we're consciously awakening, we have more conscious moments. And so I've had moments where I've realized like, no, that doesn't honor the situation enough, And I'll be like,
Yeah.
I'll have him come back in the room and I'll be like, no, I really want you to know how much that meant to me. And I
Yeah.
might express more. And again, that's me building that frequency inside my body. And
Yes.
what we build up inside us, it naturally outputs,
Yeah,
and it affects everyone around us, both
it
polarities.
does. Yeah, yeah.
And so that's how we model it for our children. Like when our children see us be human, that's a powerful experience for them.
Oh, yeah, not like robots or machines or yeah. Like I can count like it's yeah, like just the generation that raised us, right? But again, you got to see from there, it's all meant for a divine purpose,
Yeah.
right? We needed that whatever. I'm trying not to label, right? If you see me hesitating, but we needed our parents or our guardians, whoever, we needed that generation
Yes.
to raise us to because it keeps it's like frequency, right? It's just like how good you
Keeps
feel. You start
rising.
feeling better and better and better. Same thing with these generations, right? Like we are like it was a huge leap in our generation, I
Huge.
feel, in conscious awakening because there's so many of us in
Yes.
this kind of generation.
And
And then our
information spreads
kids,
so fast now.
yeah, and then the kids, my God, it's like 50% of them are just like boom, like it just stays with them, that awareness, right?
Yeah.
And then again, it's a ripple effect. So they are, that's also a great point you bring up, Angie, of the children are just more aware
Yeah.
of this gratitude vibration. So sometimes when we're teaching, we feel like we got to be like in your face about it, right? And sometimes you do. Sometimes you do have to bring them back in the room and be like, no, like legit, like
Not okay.
that was so thoughtful of you. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
But not all, yeah, those situations, but it doesn't have to be all the time because there's so our children are so in tune to it, even if they may not
Yes.
be aware of it, they
Yes.
are programmed this way
They're
to
still
see
dormant.
like yeah, to see those higher frequencies and they're just attracted to it more. They absorb it more. So you
Yes.
don't have to be in your face about it. Again, yeah, there's some moments for sure, or when the moment feels right to have a deeper conversation about gratitude.
Yeah.
Um, but a big thing is just mirroring it.
Maybe
And
even just teaching them that gratitude's a feeling. Maybe you start there.
yeah,
Have you
yeah, that
told
it's
your
a
children that? Have
oh,
you told your children that? I'm not sure that I have quite
no,
clearly like that.
yeah, like it is a feeling.
Yeah.
Like you feel it through your body. That's why it's called a feeling, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like maybe that's the
Oh,
invitation. Maybe you just
that
how about you start there? How about you start there by
yeah.
just teaching them that, it's not just words, it's not manners, it's not just thank you, it's gratitude. This is gratitude, and gratitude is a feeling.
Yeah.
Why are you thankful for that? How does
Yeah.
it make you feel?
Yeah. Whoa.
I like to think of, when I think about, it's so easy to get mad at how our parents raised us. It's really easy to think like, fuck, I wish they didn't raise me this way. But the truth is, like, I really look at it as, you know, our parents, like parents and grandparents, each generation is more awake than the other one before
Yeah.
them. And so we're more awake than our parents, but our parents are also more awake. They were doing the best they can, but they're doing
Yeah.
better than their parents did. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And the same with us. We're not perfect.
Oh.
So even though we're awakening, our children are still going to be better than us. Like, you know what I mean? They're more evolved than us.
Mhm.
And so, I just think about that. I just wanted to share that for whatever reason, but it's not about
Yeah.
blaming, right? It's not about blaming ourselves
No.
either.
No.
But now we're aware. So what are you going to do with
Yeah.
it? What do you do with it when you become aware?
Yeah. You're aware of it. Now what's that action? What's that inspired action that's going to lead you into that gratitude, into mirroring attitude, into teaching it, right?
Mhm.
Mm.
I'm excited. I gotta tell you, Natalie, I'm excited like for between now and when our video actually premieres and we get to live chat. Like I'm
Yeah.
excited for like what I get to report about that, about like,
Right? Yeah.
try to share
Yeah.
that with my children because I don't know. We don't know the answers, guys. Like we're literally like talking this out loud with you, and sharing what we
Yeah.
do know. But I'm gonna go and try and model this or speak to my children about gratitude and it being a feeling.
Yeah.
I'm excited
Yeah.
for what that seed I know what that seed does, but
Yeah.
I'm excited to
And
see how it's received.
yeah. And what a great moment to do this for our American friends that are watching. Thanksgiving's just around the corner for you.
Yeah.
And the holidays, Hanukkah and Christmas and all these other beautiful holidays. There's so much joy in these holidays, and there's also so much family stuff, right? Which we talked about last episode. But I mean, this is a really great time of the year. Really have these conversations with our kids again when it feels right. Don't push it, but again, have these conversations that gratitude is a feeling. Oh, right.
And
Like
then
maybe when you're feeling angry, when you're feeling sad, when you're feeling happy, when you're feeling excited, well, when you're feeling grateful, right? They're all feelings and they run through you. But the ones that feel better, and again, that could also be part of the conversation with your kids. The ones that feel better, like milk it when you're feeling happy, milk it when you're feeling grateful,
yes,
right?
anchor it
Yeah,
in.
because then that like gets like imprinted in your body and it gives you like superpowers. Maybe that's how
Yes.
you
And when you
we can learn it.
consciously anchor it, you
Yeah,
recognize it faster.
yeah, yeah. And then the more again, the universe is a mirror, guys. Those of you who know and understand law of attraction, what you put out comes back to you. So the more you focus on gratitude, or even just the more you have gratitude in your life, whether that's or just living and mirroring, living that life of gratitude. And then it's going to be reflected in your kids, right, and all the other people around you, which is just going to bring it more into your life and into their life as well. And then
Yeah.
there's another layer of gratitude of like, holy crap, like look how grateful we are, right? Like look how much we've changed our lives just by like this one little practice of being like, gratitude is a feeling, or even taking a moment and being like, okay, yeah, like I do feel thankful, right? Like
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
taking a moment to really actually, am I
Ask
thankful?
yourself
Yes.
first, do you
Oh
feel
wait, I
thankful?
am.
Yeah. And if you're not, that's okay.
Yeah.
you know,
But
but
now
you
you
don't have to say
know.
thank. Now you know, right? Yeah, you recognize that feeling of like, yeah, I don't think this is, I don't think this is gratitude. I feel like flinging the coffee at you, right?
Yeah.
Maybe go in another room.
Yeah.
But,
Maybe don't do that.
um,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. But at least just taking that pause, right? And maybe that should be a practice that we instill in ourselves is instead of, we're programmed to say thank you, thank you, thank you.
Start noticing,
Let's reprogram ourselves to put a pause in front of that thank you, right? Put a pause in front of it and see what happens.
especially our fellow Canadian friends.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's crazy when you become conscious of it, you really realize, like, holy moly. Oh, I'm gonna throw another one out here for you guys. So you mentioned I'm the sorry, like sorry is another one that we say a lot. And so one of the most powerful reframes that I've ever like put into practice in my life is I've replaced I'm sorry with thank you. And that I think has also really powerfully connected me to gratitude more because instead of saying sorry, sorry I
Yeah.
was late, sorry whatever, thank you for your patience, thank you for your understanding, thank you for your grace. I screwed up, thank you for your grace. And
Yeah.
that
Whoa.
shifts everything, man. It shifts it in you, it shifts it to people like it's amazing. Like
Yeah.
replacing thank you for I'm sorry puts a whole nother level of understanding of thank you.
Yeah. That does open a whole different door.
I
I
love
know
it.
you mentioned that before, but now I'm just like thinking, even just at work, right? Like,
Yeah.
you're replying to emails instead of like, I'm so sorry, I'm just getting to this, or sorry for the late
Yes.
reply. Be like, thank you for your patience. I often say that. Like, I don't say it
Yep.
all the time because otherwise, like, all my emails would say that. But some of them, I'm like, thank you for your patience. But I love that, and I love like, thank you for your grace.
Yes. That's I use that one when I feel I've screwed up, and it's okay. I'm human. I do screw up. And
Yeah.
just thank you. Thank you for your grace. And then I might say sorry, because if I feel like I've screwed up, I will say sorry, you know what I mean?
Oh
Or
yeah,
I said
yeah,
something hurtful, but I don't lead with I'm sorry. I lead with the thank you.
yeah. And then that
And
shifts.
then I say sorry if I'm actually sorry.
Yeah. And that brings in, because that shifts out the paradigm, the frequency of victimhood, right? Like, oh, I'm so
Yes.
sorry, I stood up for like poor me or whatever. And you're bringing in a higher frequency of gratitude, right? Yeah. And then you're bringing it in, you're bringing it first in your body, right? You're feeling it, because otherwise you wouldn't be outputting it. You're feeling it in your body, and then you're outputting it towards that person, whatever that is. Like, maybe they're in the room with you, maybe it's online, through
Yeah.
text or an email, and you're putting that gratitude out there. Like, that frequency is so powerful, guys,
Yeah.
and it is transformative.
It is
Even
truly.
through like a simple email of thank you for your patience,
That's
right?
how I started. My psychologist shared that practice with me, and I was working, right, in my career, and I wrote emails every day too, and that's how I started. I started with the emails. I started noticing it. Like, I started to notice somewhere I'm writing, "I'm sorry," and I did it a lot. I'd write it and then, "Oh, delete it."
Yes.
Then, "Thank you."
Yeah.
And again, like everything, it's a practice, right? And so I did that so often, it just became second nature with my emails to do that,
Yeah.
that I started to do it in person now with people, because I felt comfortable with not saying
Yeah.
sorry anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all habits, guys. It's all habits.
Yeah,
Um, so again, like, it's habits with, changing your vocabulary a little bit.
yeah.
Um, just being aware, right? Practicing that pause.
And that's how we teach. We're modeling it.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah,
modeling
that
it
is
by
such
putting
the
it into practice.
yeah, that is the best teacher ever. And I can't underline that enough. It's just, what are you doing?
Yes,
Right? Because it does mirror out. It
yes.
does. Trust me. Angie and I have experienced this so many times. We
Over
were
and
sharing
over.
it before this recording. It is absolutely amazing. You got to keep at it. You got to
Yeah,
believe that you are, as you're making the choices and the changes inside of you, it's being reflected. It has to. It's like gravity. Okay. The law of attraction is like the law of gravity. Okay.
yeah.
That the gravity doesn't care what you're throwing up in the air. If it's a pillow or a rock, it's going to come
It's
down.
coming
Same thing
down.
with the law of attraction. The universe doesn't care what you think. The universe doesn't think right and wrong. It's
Yeah,
just like, oh, they're just feeling super grateful.
yes. Let's
Well,
send her
let's give
back
her
some
more
of
stuff
that.
to be grateful, right? We're like, oh, like, Dawn's feeling so sorry for herself, or she's always saying sorry, sorry, sorry. So
Let's give her
that's what
more.
she's focused on. So there's more stuff to be sorry for, right? Like, there's no right and wrong with these universal laws.
The
It
universe is
just
simple.
is. It is so simple. Yeah. And so once we're aware of that, then we can start putting it into practice. And again, it
Yeah.
doesn't matter if you say something out loud, you're like, oh, never mind, I didn't say that, scrub it out.
Yeah, scrub
um,
it.
when you're texting or emailing and then you start typing it, I'm sorry. Nope, I don't say
Delete
that
it.
anymore.
That's it. I
Delete
just
it.
got rid of the words "I'm sorry."
Yeah.
I literally only reserve sorry for if I actually feel like I've done something that
Yeah.
I wouldn't choose again, because I'm aware now, and I wouldn't choose it again. And so then I am sorry. I am sorry.
Totally.
I am sorry for the harm that it caused. I am sorry for it's not how I want to behave, whatever.
Yeah. 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 Mm.
There was something that was coming in. Hmm. Oh, I'm going to invite everybody to not only just notice you wanting, like, trying to direct your children to say thank you, to say thank you, to say thank you, because I mean, often I've noticed now, because I've been putting this into practice for a while with the kids, like when they don't say thank you, there's times they don't say thank you, but there are times they do say thank you. And so I've been trying to notice when they do what might be different than when they don't, right? And I observe this with the kids. And another thing I've observed, we just had a really big sleepover this weekend with our kid, with my oldest daughter. And it's her last big sleepover in the house before we leave, right? And so I made it special for her. You know, I bought Halloween stuff, and because she wasn't going to celebrate Halloween here. And she was so grateful. She was saying thank you to me so many times, and I really felt it. I really felt it from her. And I often think she's not grateful for things. I really do. You know, my mind, my ego self thinks that she's not grateful for things. But when it really touches her heart, and that was something that really touched her heart, she was so grateful, so thankful. And I really observed that. Like I observed when I allow her to just say it on her own, it feels so much more meaningful.
Ah,
But
yeah,
I try
bringing the
not to get
meaning of
caught up.
thank you back, right?
Yeah. And I try not to get caught up when she doesn't give a thank you, though, because I can feel slighted sometimes when she doesn't.
Yeah. And that's that programming, right? Which was is what was coming in as you were speaking, Angie, is there is let's look here's my invitation to you guys, okay? Look at the programming of thank you and of manners. Of when people say, because someone said to me the other day, oh, like because they had sleepovers too, and they're like, oh, your kids are so polite, like their manners, or like they always say thank you and stuff, like their manners are perfect. And then I felt good, right? I'm like, all right, like A plus, mama. But then it's like, wait a minute, is that just systematic programming that, oh,
Right.
my kids have good manners, that means that I'm doing good? What the
Yeah.
fuck are manners? It's just a rehearsal. It's just a script that people are following of someone places something in my hand or someone opens a door for me.
I
Someone
have
moves an
to say thank
object
you.
for me and then I say the words thank you.
It's programming, exactly.
How
That's
does that
literally
make
what
me a good
programming is
parent?
like.
Right?
Yeah, this
Yeah, but
happens
that but you
equals
break
this.
it
Exactly.
down. Like
Yeah.
take so many steps back that you're literally seeing it for what it is.
Yeah.
And then if the child doesn't say it, then oh, you weren't raised properly, right? Oh, you're not doing a good job of raising your kids.
Yes, that's the programming.
It is. So my invitation to you is notice when, you get complimented on your kids, either you get complimented on your kids' good manners or you get like kind of rebuffed or slighted that, they're not following, manner protocols. And then see how that feels inside of you, right?
Yeah.
I, I feel it now. I'm like, ooh,
Mm.
I had like a lot of like ego pride the other day, like, ooh, look at me.
Yeah,
My kids are
that's
polite,
right.
right? But
Kids are
like,
great.
but what would you rather have? Like, what is your ideal family situation? Everybody being polite, everybody having manners, everybody repeating the same things because it's just programmed into them and there's no feeling behind it, there's no gratitude behind it? Or does your ideal family household look like, people feel that gratitude? They
Yes.
genuinely feel it.
Yes.
What would you choose?
And then you have deeper relationships. Mm. Oh, so good. So good.
Oh,
Oh, guys, thank you so much for being with us during this gratitude series. It really meant a lot to us. And I know it'll mean a lot to Julie. Julie hasn't been able to be here with us for these conversations, but I know she's going to love it when she's listening to them. And yeah, thank you. Like, if you like the video, please like and subscribe so that you get our future conversations. And we just, we go with the flow with what's coming in, what we want to have conscious conversations about, what we're curious, what our curiosities are about. If there are topics that you would like us to cover and have conversations on, oh man, please share with us in the comments. and let us know and share with us your own experience of this, like teaching and modeling, gratitude and thankfulness with your children. And if you've been perpetuating it, please don't judge yourself. I am perpetuating it. I might not be doing it as much as I was before, but I'm still doing it. It's layers.
So many layers. Yeah. I'm practicing the pause. I really am thankful for everyone that joins us every week. Those of you that joined us for this gratitude series, it really means a lot. Angie and I, gratitude has honestly transformed our life. So we're so glad that we could bring these 4 weeks of gratitude to you. Yeah, please share your experiences. Yeah, and there's never any judgment. I mean, you saw me on camera earlier. Like, wait, come back. She didn't mean thank you. Um, we go through this, and yeah, like this is like the thank you, like the program thank you is so ingrained. Like I'm really gonna notice now
Yeah.
of when I'm expecting. I have assumptions of what manners should look and seem like, right?
Yeah.
And when I'm perpetuating that in my household. So
Yeah.
when I do notice, I'm just gonna practice that pause.
I love that you
I
did
hope we
that
give you
right here
guys,
live.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, and I'm so grateful. I'm really grateful, Natalie,
yeah,
always for you being willing to have these conversations to keep it real. Like, it's one of the
yeah.
things I love about having these conversations with you. All right,
Absolutely.
guys. Oh, we
Have a
love
good
you.
night.
Yeah.
Yeah, and good luck with your move, Angie. I'm sure
Oh,
I'll talk
thank
to you
you.
before then, but
Yes.
yeah.
Thank you so
And again,
much.
yeah, thank you again for joining us, guys.